Welcome to nobody. That's me says to nobody because I just signed on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. All right. I think I might need it. One more thing. Hey, Sean. We about to get this party started. Hey, Desiree. We're just getting this little showdown, throwdown. I should have got a little hair bow, but I didn't. I have to get one in a minute. All right. Riz. Guess we're gonna keep that background because I am not trying to mess with it. Kind of suits us both anyway. I don't know. This is not my first rodeo. Note to self. Vicky, oh my goodness, I missed you, Vicky. Hey, she's live waiting for you. That's funny. Yeah, she said she was going to go live before. I sent her the invite. I mean, she's aware. We we've been planning this for a minute. We'll give them a couple of minutes. I seem to be fashionably late at work about 7 minutes every day. I don't know. It's just my time. I've been 5 to 7 minutes late for work pretty much my entire life. I'll give her a few more minutes. The small talk person. I will say this. I have looked for my microphone since the disarray, and it's like one of those little minion things. Like it just went somewhere. I blame the little fairies that come in here at night and rearrange. I live by myself, so it's not anybody. Good. Fashionably late.
I was waiting for you. I was telling everyone here, and then Vicky came on. She's like, "No, she's on," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she's waiting for me."
Yeah, that's why I'm like, no, she knows what's going on. We've been talking about this for a while.
Sorry.
That's all right. What happened?
Nothing.
Want to
I've been
say
sitting here. I thought that you were going to request, so I've been chatting to
on your
everybody
live?
here. Yeah, and
I
then I'm like,
invited you to my live. Why would
but
I
why?
request on your live? I
No, like
invited
I
you to
thought.
mine.
So that's why I said, should I go on and then we join like this, or do you want me to come on yours?
Oh
Because
no,
I
this
can.
this this is mine for yeah.
So I close off of here and come and onto yours and request.
No, you're here.
Oh, then I'm here. Great.
Yeah. That's
I
so
don't do this
weird.
that often.
I know. I'm like, you're coming out of hiding. I know you've been you've been in your little shell for a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
No.
How are you?
Today is one of those days that it's bitter. They're becoming bittersweet and getting a little more sweet than bitter.
That's good.
Yeah, so the pivot has definitely happened for sure.
That's awesome.
But today was productive in itself, but internally, that's the pull that's happening, and the shift is happening internally. So
Mm-hmm.
like all the way down when it says in the crushing and the pressing, you are making new wine. I always ask, what does that mean to put new wine in old wineskins? And so once I did what I did with my body, and made it like all my chemicals were off and shriveled and all of that shit, I got my heart, like I could actually feel my heart pressed down and just like having to open, and the tongue, when the Bible talks about the tongue being, how does it say, it's the life or death is in the power of
Yeah.
the tongue. So
Yeah.
when your spirit's crushed and your heart is pulled down because your throat chakra is so tight, and you're like your spirit's going, better keep opening.
I can understand that.
Yes. And so
It's very hurtful. It's hard. It's hard. It's enlightening, but going through it, it's like almost like a snake shedding its skin,
yeah,
or like breaking through the cocoon.
exactly what's happening. This year is almost over for the year of the snake. So I've been using it as much as possible. My baby girl is slinging gifts at her mama. Woo woo. That's my baby girl. I love you. Yeah. So that it's been in real time for sure. And I know that the Bible also talks about that no flesh would be saved if it weren't for the elect. So elect what? The one. Look at my baby. I'm just gonna revel in this for a minute. I'm really loving my baby. I'm getting ready to go see her. So woo woo, my baby. She loves her
Good.
mama, and I
Enjoy
love her.
it.
Look at her. She's so awesome. She sent me a chili pepper. Yes, indeed. My cup runneth over.
Mm.
My baby. I love you so much, baby. So yeah, I've been feeling that saying to myself the two sentences that say God is love, love never fails, and world peace. Because when I say world peace, this is for everybody. It covers anything that everybody wants from their heart to see on the planet. So cute. For those who wish to stay on the
100%.
planet,
Yep.
so I'm just really dug into that idea, because when it cost me everything, my family, my house, my heart, all the things out there, to have to go in here and process all of the data that my body collected. Thank you. It was a game changer. And so now on the other side of that, to feel the power and the strength in the heart, like your spirit's actually causing your heart to open and close, and you're like, damn, this is a conscious free will thing that I'm doing, and then that energy emanates through the cells. So that's the kind of day I've had today.
Amazing. I
Bringing
feel
it to
like
earth, baby.
I feel like every day you kind of have that. You throw
Lately.
synchronicities at me. We start like you and I had conversations. What this was like 4 weeks ago, and from that one little conversation, how many things started to pour or ripple effect from that conversation? And that's what I was even talking before we connected. Um, the energies, all this love energy that keeps aligning and connecting through all these different channels, come together, and it's been beautiful, because we're almost lifting together, and then those ripple effects are again spreading out. But it can be because we're still going through our own processes as well, like you said. But I feel that and I see that with you, like that you're there and you're shining so bright.
Thank you. I was thinking about you so much, like so much. Oh my gosh. So this goes way back when we started talking about this, months. Well, because it's only been probably a year I've been on TikTok. But one of the things that I've told you in text, but never face to face like this, is about when I was really in battle with one of the big wigs on here. And
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty much standing alone. And you said in the comments, stick to your intuition,
Yeah.
to what you know is right. And that was just you putting your pure heart to what you saw in the spirit that you knew was happening and real. And I'm like, she's an angel without a doubt. Like, I already know. A powerful angel. I love you.
Thank you. You were shining, and as soon as you came on that platform, um, there's a few of you. Like all, I love everybody there, but there were certain ones that glow to me, and whether that's just an alignment for my journey and your, like, doesn't. I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. I don't do that. We're all equal, but in my alignment, there were a few, and that's what happens. Is there's a few that just shine bright to me, and when you were having that, I was like, you better not, like, do not take that. Do not take that energy, because I know how I've taken on energy that did not,
Mhm.
that I should never have. So it's easier to give advice and take it.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that it resonated with you, and I'm glad that we connected and have remained close.
Agreed. All right. So let's get started. All right. So I want to know about you. So what do you want to tell me about you? Like from childhood, like you're so strong. I know you've been through a lot. When did you get, these are just questions I'm just going to throw out and then just pick, pull and go.
Okay, let's go.
Yep. All right. Childhood trauma, because one of the things that my mission is here is develop childhood development and
Okay.
developmental stages through adulthood. So Mr. Rogers has been a pivotal thing because, excuse me, Mr. Rogers started out was going to like in the be like a preacher or something like that, or I don't know, not maybe not a priest, but something like that. And he ended up wanting to work with adults with issues from childhood that grew up and had issues, and it manifested into him working with children.
Huh.
So yeah, so I'm always like, I'm Mrs. Rogers. I'm like going from the childhood phase because I was the child. I would watch. There's two stories about that. I would watch Mr. Rogers and be waiting for him to do what those people were doing to me,
Hmm.
and he never did. And but when the little train and stuff would go behind the curtain and the little thing would pop in and out of the curtain, I would think maybe he's doing it back there because that's what they would do to me. So as a child, you can't see that this is happening, but as the child that it was happening to, my psyche was trying to see if this man was doing that to those children. So yeah, it was very pivotal in my life. And so one of the other things about that, when he was it was the time that I got to sit and figure my reach for something that wasn't hurting me, but I was trying to figure it out because I was sitting with it as a 6-year old or whatever. And my mom had people coming over and she wouldn't let me watch Mr. Rogers in this one episode. And you know those little bitty New Testament Bibles, the little red ones?
Yeah.
Evidently, I had it with me all the time because I had it with me and I remember having it with me all the time. But it was so tiny and I couldn't read it because I was 6, but I could read. I was learning.
Yeah.
And I came out and I was crying and screaming, wanting to watch Mr. Rogers. And I threw that Bible. And boy, did she let loose. She was already mean. And she let loose. You don't throw a Bible in my house. And just like, yeah. So it was pretty much like that. So as I grew up and started to really look into Mr. Rogers and how he saved PBS
Yeah.
with his talk. And so that's kind of what this is about. So people bringing from because you may have had a perfect childhood. I don't know. You may not. That may have led you to what some of the things that you have gone through. But whoever is going to find this video that needs to find it will hear some of us talk about some of those things and how we are here now
Yeah.
and what we've done energetically together to overcome that. So that's part of this mission. So we could start there if you'd like. Or let me give you another one in case you feel out where you want to go. What was your pivotal moment that you realized? Because I know that I knew before I was born. So it's kind of a weird question to ask. But when did you dig in and realize if I don't get serious about this, it's gonna take longer, pretty much.
Well, my story is a little bit different because I've always been spiritual, since from when I remembered, since a child. Um, I gravitated to church even when I wasn't meant to. Like, if my parents weren't going to take me, I would make sure that I could find a friend that was going to church. It didn't matter what religion it was. As long as I was going to a church, my heart called for church. So I did go to choir. I was in choir. I did Sunday school. There was religious trauma, as I am older now looking back. But I grew up. It's a long story. But I grew up seeing a lot of things. So seeing spirits, seeing ghosts, not really understanding it. I kind of let it go for a bit because, again, the religious trauma, that was considered to be evil, devil worship. I gravitated to crystals. That was no good. So everything I kind of gravitated to was like, no, you can't, no, you can't, no, you can't. Bible says no. And everything kind of was in my heart. And I'm like, everything I like, astrology, numerology, like I would gravitate to this stuff. And it was not so much my parents, but around me. My parents, I was lucky. They could do whatever they wanted and they would help me and whatever, like just do whatever. But then I started to get in fear of it. And so it kind of shut it off, till my teenage years when it came back very strong. I was trying to cope with it, kind of feeling a little bit crazy about it, because a lot of people don't understand it. So I did feel for my whole life, even up to today, being a little bit of misunderstood. I sometimes use a misfit, or a lot of people just don't understand the energy, the frequency, the feels. I have a different, like, I have some people on here and they say, you're so smart. And I'm like, I'm not smart, right? And they're like, but it's a different smart. And I get that. We all have different ways of understanding this world. And I've just understood it in a different, it's not in a book smart. It's in a feeling and energy way. So going back to that, I was getting a lot of spirits coming to me, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I went to a shaman and begged this person to remove it, and he kind of did some bond on my hand. And he didn't want to, but I kind of forced it on. I just
What's a
begged
bond
him.
on my hand?
Well, I don't know what it shot like. I don't really know what it is, but he was a shaman, and there was a lot of stuff that happened building up trying to get to this man because I knew the work that he did. I knew that he worked with spirits. I knew that he had cured cancer from fighting spirits. I've heard his stories. I was very close with his friend, an elderly Asian man. So I kept trying to reach them, and he kept saying, "Nope, I'm not seeing it." Like he didn't want to take that energy on, from what I
Mm.
understand now. And I was persistent for a couple years, and then I ended up being at a wedding with him because had mutual friends, and a lot of weird stuff happened there that is kind of unexplainable, other than the fact that like there's energy, there's more to it, because when I went at him, the whole room, like we were in a wedding, and the whole room went black. And as it went black, I got like I'm trying to explain it, but like a funnel from me to him. So I couldn't see anything, but it was like a spiral funnel that went right to him. And he was probably 15 feet away from me, whispering into a woman's ear. And I heard him. I heard
Mm.
what he whispered. I heard that he questioned if I was the person that was trying to get in
Wanting to
touch
do
with him, the crazy lady.
it.
And then he said he was leaving the wedding. And he's like, they're all, he said to me, they're all around her. So I got kind of sucked back from this shift. Everything came back. The wedding was going on. People were dancing. And then I looked at the woman he spoke to, and I'm like, I heard all that. And I was very stunned at how all this happened, because like things don't shift in my world. Like I can see things that maybe people can't see, but this was something different. So I knew that he was powerful. So I chased him out of the wedding, and I just told him I heard. And as he realized that I actually heard what he whispered, he turned to me, and then he says, "What do you want from me?" And I said, "I just want this all gone." I'm like, "I don't want to deal with this anymore." And I said, "I know that you can help me." So he grabbed my hand. He, I don't know if there's anyone, but he grabbed my hand and he did some kind of symbolism or such on my hand. And like to this day now, I wish that I had not done this. I don't know this man very well, but I just knew he had power, and I know that he's helped people. But then again, he didn't want to deal with me. So, anyways, he did it. He closed my hand, and he said, "You will be safe until I see you again." And him and his wife left the wedding. So everything went away.
Have you seen him again?
No, but I just recently got his phone number because that
Okay.
took me a while. But so
And
when
why
that
did you
happened,
regret it?
so when that happened,
Okay,
I
one
I
more.
lost
One
the
more.
visions. I couldn't connect. My connection to nature seemed to be gone, and I was kind of at peace with it. I'm like, okay, I don't have to deal with this. But then I started to get sick. And I started to get autoimmune after autoimmune after autoimmune, and I have 11 different autoimmune diseases. I just kept getting sick, anxiety, nervous system issues, to the point that he did that to me in 2008. In 2022, I've been on TikTok since 2021, but I started to align with people like us. I
Mhm.
started to read the knowledge book, with people. I started to get a lot more synchronicities back. I started to start seeing things again. And I was having a temple, like my tower moment was kind of falling. So it was very fearful. And I started to awake to all of it. And I had a friend, she's on TikTok, and I was telling her about all this. And I had my childhood trauma that came out. Again, my tower all fell. I was having health issues. I was having outer body experiences. I was waking up at 3 to 4 every night with spirit. And I was holding my Bible for dear life in fear. And then I started to connect with you guys, doing the knowledge book and stuff, and really saying, okay, if Horus is coming to me, why is Horus coming to me? And I'm going to go down that road. If these numbers keep following me, why are these numbers and going down? So I started to like actually start following what was coming at me instead of pushing it away. And as I did, there are breadcrumbs that have always been in my life since a child. And I was like, oh, okay, this is, and I figured out my childhood trauma. I figured out my religious trauma. I did shadow work. I did affirmation work. I did mirror work. I worked with you guys. I sat and listened for hours on all these different lives to learn as much as I can. And I'm still healing. I'm still on my journey. But my friend told me intention. So I gave that man that intention. So I got this guy's phone number to call him and be like, hey, can you meet up with the crazy lady again 20, 30 years later almost and come take it away from me? And she's like, why would you need to go see him? She's like, you have that power. And I'm like, well, what do you mean I have that power? And as she started teaching my powers and my intentions and my heart and my love, it all just came back naturally without having to go to someone else to receive it. I talk to God all the time. I pray. I have good intention, and like I didn't need to go to him. So yeah, I have his number. He is in my memoir. I don't know if I'm going to call him by that. He does not want anything to do with me. And that's why he says I'll be safe until I see him again. I have no need to ever see this man again. He doesn't want to see me. I don't need to see him. That's
Yeah, the one more is about believing in it. So, did you ever see the Skeleton Key? The movie The Skeleton Key? Well, it's really good, but it has great message about that. So, she goes into these people have found a way to put their spirits in a new body when their body gets ready to expire, kind of like what they teach with reincarnation, but it's a story told in New Orleans based on voodoo.
mm-hmm.
So the lady that's getting ready to transfer bodies, and she has the plan, she tells the girl, because the girl's doing all the things what she said is part of it, and she said it wouldn't work if you didn't believe it. So it's about what we believe is going to happen.
Yeah.
So you were completely open, and you said it toward the end about being your intention, about being your impression. You were just waiting for this, thinking that this was gonna, and this cultivated your inner to go in and say, nope, I'm everything I need to pull through this and get to the other side.
It's looking in, like you're saying, going inwards, because I was very external. I need that validation. I need this person to say he's going to remove this, and I need this from everywhere else. And I was like, hold on, I need to look inwards. And as I learned that, and I looked inwards, it's a spiritual awakening to it's enlightening. But I went in with fear too, because everything was being ripped from me. Everything was falling. So as I opened the doors to the spirit world again, reality in the 3D was crumbling, and I was like, hold on, am I going to now lose my 3D to evolve to what I'm meant to? And when I gone through it now, like all, like I had to all of it.
Mhm.
I had to go through it in order to be who I am today and look within and not live an external life, but more internal and love myself so that I can reflect. Like I kept saying, I love everybody, but if I didn't have that in me,
Right.
it was it was a beautiful, enlightening, and scary awakening, and now it's just really healing process after math of all of it.
I keep hearing it is finished. It is finished. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
finished. So it's me
Yeah.
coming with the realization that it's finished. But the reality is the process of the energy that has to process through the body is another story. And that's what makes this 3D world, or the physical, the tangible, it's about patience. It's about having the patience to be like, okay, I can sit in my own skin today, but that's not how easy it is. So I'm going to ask you another question relating to what they call demons, which I call energy centers, but
Yeah.
it's all of this stuff that comes in from a child and what they have in their psyche and their perception of sorts. And they get to the other side when they have to reflect back, because developmentally it takes a certain time and age for them to be able to reflect back on to like 9 or 10 or something like that. And then 11, 12, 13, like, oh, what happened in my life? They start to live from the mind as well as the heart. And then once that process takes place, whatever happened in the physical body. So what I do and work with is really a lot of dark people who have been through a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So finding a way to reach these people, I mean, it's like doing something like this and posting it for YouTube so that if anybody runs across it and they hear me tell my stories, they're like, oh my God, they find a light in the thing, because I'll be talking to everybody and not everybody has been through
No.
trauma. So
Yeah.
simultaneously, saying it and talking about it also helps to heal, but it helps others to say, hey, you're not alone to come through this. So once that shame, I guess, would be is comes out of the dynamic of thinking I can't even talk about this to anybody. And if I do, people don't get it because they haven't been through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another world. And then separating the physical world from that spiritual dynamic, knowing that I have to be still in this body because this body's heavy. It's really light when it's healed and healthy and the thoughts are good and there's no pain. But when the darkness is there, it feels heavy, and that energy causes it to feel that way. And then we have to power up, which is thinking we have to do more to power up. But
Mm-hmm.
really, it's about being still and surrendering and breathing and letting it go. And right now, there's a trine of the water in the air with the Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, Pluto, the Moon, and Neptune. These are swirling with the water. So I'm just like, every time I think about it, I think about a river pounding the rocks, how a river causes its way to get through. The water just does that, and our bodies being the earthen vessel. And so when we get still and focus and let that feeling of the water just flow through us, it allows all of that past stuff to pass through, like the physical flesh is releasing, and like our flesh is like the banks of the river,
It's a
and
cleansing, it's a baptism, and that's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's water,
I like that.
it's
It's a
healing.
baptism right now.
It is a
Yeah.
baptism. I was like, even when I shower, I'm cleansing my body and I actually am a lot closer. People might think it's weird. But I'm closer to God. I'm closer to spirit. I'm closer to source. Because you're stripped down. You're in, like, I don't know, just water does that for me. I know that a lot of people with this type of energy, they gravitate to the water, or they have their salt baths, or they have their cleansings, and it's healing. I stopped today. I stopped by the water today on my way home because I had to go out a couple cities away, and I was like, I need to stop before the rain comes, and I stopped by the lake, and I haven't posted it, but the ocean. It's not an ocean. It was a lake.
Mhm.
The waves were crashing up against the rocks, and I went right down to the water just to feel it. Um, and just being near the water and seeing the ripples of it and seeing how angry it can be, but then like seeing the calmness. Like I go to the water all the time, but this time it was just so rough and angry and smashing, and I haven't got to see that this year, like this summer, so it was really nice to go down and take that in because all of our elements have the yin and yang to it, right? Or like the the softness to the roughness, if we want to say.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, water is cleansing.
Yeah, I have a ritual I've been doing for a year now, and it's Epsom salt lavender with the candle and
Mm.
some more stuff that probably should be talked about. But one day maybe I'll open up a like a where people can come into a subscription thing. And it's so weird because it's not about, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know that part of this. Like I thought about Zoom because then it's free, you know?
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of old school, but at the same time, because there are things like women need right now for their womb, like for their actual body that
Yeah.
I can talk about here, but I'll put it on YouTube,
Yeah, it's not
stuff
really.
like the actual process of what to do. But I have ways to help with that in the physical world. And so the bath, I will not come out until I have that release on every level, to the deep breath, doing the left and the right with the to reset the vagus nerve and looking up. Because when that chemical was flowing through my brain and it affected everything, I could see somewhere in the top of my mind's eye inside of myself, you know how it's you could see stars and all, would be light, and then at the top part is was dark, like I could sense my matter had no life in it.
With
And
when your
yeah,
eyes were closed?
yeah, when I'm, because my brain, I suffered a lot of, like I am resurrected. I am a resurrected human being back from unalivement. And I asked, that was another thing I asked for creator is to, how is it that if the Lazarus story is true, I say since the Lazarus story is true, but in theory, if that's true, how does that feel? How would that feel? And I got to live it. So I'm at the point now where not only halfway here, I can see the bright stars and then this is dark because I've been working my brain and sending it energy, that I'm getting flickers now at the top of stars after a year. Well, I
So
mean, at first there was none, you know,
so
but
it's okay. I'm just trying to imagine it because I understand when you. Hi, Lord P. Thank you. Thank you.
you got some life up there, some love.
Hello. When I close my eyes, I can go into different colors. Okay, so I see shapes. Right now it's a circle, but I understand when you're saying on top there's darkness. So there's light here, but on the top there's black is what or dark.
Because when I close my eyes, I can't make like what you said. I don't see like shape. Well, it kind of like when you said that, I do see like a center of dark, and then outside of it is a little bit light, like would be a circle. But I can't make a shape or see colors like that.
Oh,
When I close my eyes, I see it's like black, but stars with a little bit of like it would be foggy, but not fog, but that feel of fog. That's what I see. But the lower
all of
part,
it. Your whole the whole everything is like you're in like almost like in the universe, like a star, like an
yes,
astral. That
yes,
that's what you see.
yes,
That's cool. Okay.
yes. And so in the bottom of of that with my brain, because the point of taking somebody's life away in their physical flesh is they don't have that energy in their cells. So my healing got to the point where I could see the bottom part of when I'm seeing in that of that was lit up, and the top part was dark and gray, like no sparkly.
Yeah.
And so then my heart was so sad because I knew I did this to myself by what I did. But why I did this to myself was because I said, this is my reasoning under the sickness. This is what they do to people that live through what I went through, like girls that went through what I went through. This is what, when they do this to them and they tell them how awful they are and they cause them to feel a certain type of way, they go out and the top of yours is lit up. They
Being
go
so
out
nice. Thank you guys.
and get involved in addiction and stuff like that instead of seeking the peace of the creator, because they're not safe to do so. So then I had that guilt that I actually did this to myself. So the more I worked with, well, being in the water, having my body safe, being safe finally, and the candle and feeling everything, doing the womb healing, I could I could look to the, what is that?
Sorry.
I gotta get my glasses.
Everyone's being so nice right now.
I
I don't
know.
want to interrupt you. Thank you, Lord P. and May. There's so many.
That's how it was when Trinity was
Awesome.
doing it. It was just like so awesome. I love it. Like that's what I told you. I said the 51% of the amazingness that's coming along with the other part is just epic today. Yep.
Yeah, it's like 15 messages. I'm like, guys, stop, hold on. I can't keep up.
That's funny.
Um,
So yeah, so after a year of doing that, I started to be able to see sparkly in the top portion. Like I would pull my eyes for the vagus nerve to reset, pull my eyes for the vagus nerve to reset, and intentionally send energy and ask the creator and allow for that energy to go back to heal the top portion of my brain. What felt like that was the part that had still needed to have energy sent to it to heal.
yeah,
And so after a year, it's starting to have light coming into it. It's a real thing that people go through.
I'm hearing that it went dormant. That it went dormant, and it's almost like as you leveled up. So there was like upgrades that were coming in. So as that dark part kind of you said, from what I'm seeing, I can see it very sparkly on the bottom and dull on the top, or dark, I'm gonna say. And as you healed and like upgraded, that energy started to get more magnified, if that makes
I think
sense.
so. Yeah, it was coming back to life
You were
for
pushing it,
sure.
pushing
Yeah.
it upward. So it was like
Sending
a dormant
energy.
area that needed it. And I don't know if it was
Yeah.
pineal, because body, mind, soul, like right now, my pineal is not working at its best because I need to heal my temple. So
Hmm.
my heart's pretty good, my mind's pretty good. My mind can be better once I get my body at that level, and my body will take a while. I have like it's diet, all the chemicals in it, all the high metals. So once I get to do all those cleanses and stuff and detox, I think that I will be at my prime for all three, like being
Yeah.
balanced, if that makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I started doing recently is baking soda and lemon in the morning, right when I get up with warm water. In 3 days, it has changed so much in the way I feel. Three
Did you
days.
tell me that last time? Was it you and I that were talking about the lemon
I'm
and
not
water?
sure. It was. I saw it on Instagram. It was a post on Instagram. I follow this crazy doctor who talks a lot of shit about a lot of shit, and he says it like that. It's good. I should send you the link. Are you
What's
on
the
Instagram?
doctor's name? Do you remember?
I don't know. I'm bad with names. You know that. I can't remember, but I can send you the link for sure. 'Cause I
Yeah,
save
send me the
them. The ones
link.
I like, I save them. Yeah. And so, but he's like, you want to? heal that fucking nasty body you got there. You, it's like, do this, you know. And he's like talking shit. I'm like, oh my gosh. So to post it, I have to post those. But I know that he's like reaching to people's like that part of them that needs to hear the lessons in a hard way and brings the reality to it. So he has a lot of good things that I think you should check into, because
I
a
will.
lot of it I know works from that's what I do. But yeah,
Have
aside,
you
that's an easy one.
have you heard of Dr. Gabor? I think it's Gabor Mateo or Matea. He talks about he talks about trauma and what trauma does to our bodies. So he's like, I can send some information about him. He's
Please.
got a lot
Yes.
of books, and it's up your alley. And I understand it because all the trauma I've been through. And again, I woke up in this awakening to my childhood trauma that I pushed. I was like, nope, I'm not taking that on. And it's weird until you awaken, you don't see it. But then when you awaken to it, you're like, holy crap, I could have woke so many times.
Yeah.
And instead I was like, no, I'd rather numb it. I'd rather look elsewhere. I don't want to look inside. I'll look at everybody else. So 42
I
years, I was like dealing with
collecting data.
childhood problems. And I'm like, at 42, come on.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's where I am.
Yeah.
45 now. It's been 3 years of it, but
I called it collecting data because I was like, I'm in this. It was like, I don't see a way out quite yet, but I'm heading toward the door. So every kind of experience I can pick up along the way, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to overcome that. And I'm going to get to the other side of that. And I'm going to say, this is how you do that. And that, what you're talking about with the body coming alive, that it's the will. It is the mindset and the will. Cause I was thinking I'm up for 3 days now because I like to get up, drink my coffee. I drink decaf now, but they said, don't drink. He says something, I'm just paraphrasing, but don't drink that fucking nasty dehydrating coffee that you get your ass up and drink every day. I'm like,
no.
oh my
I have
God,
two,
dude.
three, four.
Yeah. Are you drinking caffeinated coffee? Okay. Empirically studied, take it for what it's worth. So I learned this so I can say, here it is. I was, a, when I got off of IV, all kind of shit. Okay. Everything. I was caffeine. It was caffeine. It was caffeine. Oh my, a pot,
Everybody's
a
like,
thing.
no, don't stop coffee. Everyone's like,
Yeah,
don't listen to her.
it's bad. It's bad. Okay. So one of the things that happens when you inject something is it passes through your kidneys. So my adrenals, like I'm listening to frequencies, like I am a miracle. You hear me? And I started a forklift job and I was working at night. So I got decaffeinated coffee. So when I got home, I could still enjoy coffee and still go to sleep that day to go back to work that night. So
Yeah.
I ended up not taking the job because that was from the one before, but I ended up not taking this job. So I still had the decaffeinated coffee that I never drank. So I ran out of regular coffee and I had good coffee. I had Folgers. I was like, oh, I'm going to just drink the decaf because it's good coffee. When I got finished with that, because it takes me a while to drink a big old thing of coffee, I'm telling you, it was a whole nother world. So I was like, okay, I'm sticking with this because then I was off of everything, cigarettes, all of it.
Yeah.
And I started drinking decaffeinated coffee. So I'm like, oh, I'm bragging, I'm almost a year. Okay. I'm about 9 months off of caffeine. So I go to Louisiana to visit my children, and my son's wife got this. Oh my gosh, she got community coffee, dark roast. I made me every day. I made espresso in a cup like this. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm the happiest person on the planet. Okay. I finally, after 3 days, I was like, oh my God, I got to stop. I could feel it in my adrenals. I started being extremely exhausted, extremely. Like I wanted to start taking naps again. I
Huh.
started feeling sad, overwhelmed. It was a lot. So I was like, oh wow, this really happened. So I had to lessen what I was doing there. And then when I got back up here, I was like, I got to make this transition. But didn't have I didn't have decaffeinated coffee again. So my daughter had bought some real, I think it's Folgers, and it's like the silky black. Oh my gosh, another great brand of coffee. Okay.
Hmm.
When I tell you I was miserable, I could feel it in my adrenals. I could feel the whole thing. I know. And so I made up my mind that it is definitely a difference in your adrenal glands. And when your adrenals are pulling on you, your body's physically not going to function at its optimal place of being.
Yeah.
So eliminating caffeine is huge.
Sugar.
It really does affect your adrenal glands. It really does. I would not have known it until I explained it what I just told you, unless I lived it and it was like, holy smackdown. It really
Big
happened.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it really happened.
I yeah, I need to get off the tobacco. I need to get off the coffee, and it's the sugar too. Um, I have a lot of sugar in my diet. It's not needed. Like the natural sugar is okay for the fruits and stuff, and even that still. But I've poisoned my body for a very long time, and so spirit tells me like it's like I can only take on so much. So I took on, and now it's like, okay, you've done everything, but you're not doing the temple. I'm well
Yeah.
aware. I fight spirit all the time and myself.
It's a fight
Um,
spirit.
I'm well aware
Good
what I'm
luck with
supposed to do.
that.
I'm just not listening. I'm trying. I'm trying. So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny. That's what
But
I would have to sum up today was I was kind of fighting spirit today. Because of this dog. Y'all hear me say this dog. Y'all gonna be so sick of hearing me talk about this dog, but I swear, I was like, I can't do this dog. I'm trying to get my daughter's stuff to move. She's moved to Ohio. It's
yeah.
her dog, okay?
Mm.
And she thinks when I go to the car, I'm gonna take her somewhere, which I like that she likes to go because we like to go sit out and be out there.
Yeah.
But she starts barking if I walk to my car with my keys in my hand, hysterically barking like she's lost her life. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it
Like you're
makes my
abandoning
nervous
her.
system a mess. Yeah. I'm like, shut up. So that was part of it. And then I went and watched Yellowstone. Have you seen Yellowstone?
I've seen some of it. I know some of the characters, and I haven't watched the whole season, all the seasons. No.
Well,
What
we're on
about
a
it?
marathon. We have until the 24th to watch the rest of Yellowstone, and we're doing the thing. So that's where I was when I was messaging you earlier. Like we were like squeezing in another 2 episodes. It's like so
How
I
many
heard
seasons?
it's got 5 seasons.
And what season are you on? Five? The fifth?
Three.
Three.
Three. And we have till we started like 2 days ago. No, 3 days ago.
Thank you,
So
you guys.
we have a quick session on it, but she's leaving and I'm leaving. But somebody told me, an astrologer said that right now that what the span of time that we're in is about reflecting back, like things are going to come back up that we have to look at and process and decide how we want to feel about it, let it go or whatever. And that's what Yellowstone is doing for me. It is bringing up so many different aspects of like, damn, I really lived through something like that. I really, and the thoughts that they're saying and the encouragement. So I'm kind of, on one hand, I'm like, I can't believe I'm opening myself up to this. And on the other hand, I'm like, this is really showing me how to power up through this and find out what happens at the end. How could this possibly work out? You
Well,
know?
especially because when I'm a big believer, especially with alignment, movies, music. I do tons of music trying to speak through it. I believe that music speaks, and certain things align with us to teach us our stuff. So, like you were saying, with Mr. Rogers, right? If you like that show, is something for you. Yellowstone right now, because you're going through something, you're able to almost see your life through it, in different pieces. Mine would have been like never ending story. Huge for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge for me.
Oh my God. Oh, Tex, stupid horse. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Just watched that
So,
recently. It was I
oh,
love that movie.
I do too. I ran across it not too long ago too. But look, I had this fish. Okay, this is horrible. I shouldn't be saying this out loud. It really happened though, and it's really sad.
No.
I didn't know
You
about it
should
until I ran
try.
into the never ending story. Okay. So I had this fish this lady gifted me because I was alone. I lost everything that I was like, no plants, nothing at this point. She says, I have a fish. You can have this fish. So I had this fish. It's in a, I never knew I never had a beta in a tank with a system in it. I was just a beta in a tank with just plain water. Okay. Cause I didn't know that betas really don't need the system. Goldfish, I know, but I've had goldfish tanks, but so this one had a system. I'm like, oh wow, a system. So the fish is swimming. He's beautiful. He's white. His name is Finn. So he swims into the little. He was like Nemo. Okay, he swam into the top of the thing, and he's in there, and I'm filming like I'm filming Nemo because this is part of the sickness with this technology. So I'm filming the fish, thinking, oh, he's about to swim out, and he didn't. He got caught, and I'm cussing him like Otex, stupid fish. You're supposed to be like Nemo. I was
You
so
didn't
angry.
make it through.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And I had already like botched my whole life up with my children and my whole, I'm like, I can't even have a fish. It was bad. It took me back down a rabbit hole, believe me.
Oh
But
no.
yes, yeah. And then I ran into the never ending story after that. I'm like, that's where that came from. I'm like, I'm cussing the fish while it's dying, the poor thing. It was sad. It was very sad. But yeah, when Otex, because I had a horse when I was little, a little Welsh Shetland pony. And when Otex was sinking in the quicksand and he was screaming for him to come out, all I could think about was he's going to be without his horse. He's going to be without his friend. You
Yeah.
know, you look like that girl from the Neverending Story. You look like the princess. That's who you look like. I was like, who does she look
Oh
like?
yeah. We just watched that. Thank you.
Totally.
The Moonchild lady. Yeah, that movie. Just
Was
recently
that you?
watched
Did you
it.
play that part when you were a little kid?
Yeah, right. I wish.
Yeah, I swear
In
that's
the
you. I'm
Ivory
going to tell
Tower.
everybody.
No, that movie was amazing. I
Yeah,
can relate to all the characters. I
same.
actually hope one day to like break it down. I was going around telling people that they were coming out with like a remake of it. A couple years ago, I'm like, yeah, they're coming out. I saw a rumor that Never Ending Story was coming out with a remake. So I went and told all of TikTok, like, they're coming out. And then it was a rumor, and I looked like I spread that rumor. So now I feel like I have to come up with a remake of Never Ending Story
I think it's a grand idea.
in a different
I
way.
really
Like
do.
we could break
We
it
should
down. We could
we
break
should
it
do
down.
that. We should do this and then put it on a TV and break it down
Hmm.
and
I
go
feel
over
like
it.
breaking down so many movies. Like we were doing the Disney movies. We're doing like we've done seven. Like yeah, you could break down anything and relate it to a whole bunch of spiritual
Yeah,
meanings.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that you love that movie. I'm not surprised in one way though.
Another one is Labyrinth.
I finally watched The Labyrinth.
Why you hadn't watched it before?
I hadn't seen it when I was younger, no. And you know what else I couldn't watch was Willy Wonka. When I was a kid, I could not watch Willy Wonka. It scared me so bad. I was traumatized as a child. When I grew up, I
Oh.
finally watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for the first time. Yep.
Oh my gosh. And so yeah, that was a little bit traumatizing for some kids. Like her blowing up and stuff.
Oh, I
I
think that's
saw
whenever
that.
I was, yeah. I think that's the one that got me, honestly.
Hmm. Labyrinth. What did you think of Labyrinth? Did you find it maybe
Um,
it's
I
different when you're
felt
a kid?
like, well, I like the singer for sure. And I felt like I was lost in that labyrinth in my whole life. I
Right?
felt like, yeah, I felt like whenever that little kid at first when he was taken, and I liked the pajamas, but the whole movie just made me feel really lost.
Did you feel like you were the baby?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that
yeah.
makes my heart hurt.
It was really bad. It was
Yeah,
really fuck.
I'm so sorry. And look how far you've come, Tina. I wish I could hug you. Mm. Sorry, girl.
Can't fucking believe this is happening right now.
It's okay. I tend to it's just healing. And you're okay. You're in a safe spot. And we're going down childhood stuff too, right? And you're seeing how far you've come. And you've come a long way. Oh, I love you, girl.
When I look in the mirror, because there was a big realization recently about looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I finally, just in the last few days, have been able to go, hey, you're in there. You're really in there.
You are. Mirror work is the most difficult, I find, because we're too hard on ourselves. And then when we go and look at that mirror, especially being an empath, um, we're too hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't give ourselves enough credit. And we want to look at like all the negative things, but we forget to look at how far we have come and how much work you've done and how many people you are helping and healing. And then sometimes doing that, you're taking on all that energy as well, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
heavy.
You wanna help people, but at the same time you're helping it, and then you're taking on their crap, and that crap is now amplifying your crap right back.
It's my mom right now is Pluto energy, and that's the healing the mommy wounds. And my mom will not answer the phone for me. And she gave me the strength. And I love my mom. Like the stuff that happened on her watch, unbelievable. But I I always looked under that. Like I always just loved my mom. And I understood her wounds and why she did what she did, but I don't understand her not answering the phone for me right now. And I just lost my dad, and you would think she would answer the phone, but I understand that part too about not being able to face life. And um, that's what Pluto is doing right now and on the planet. That's the season we're in, the Scorpio season right now.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking and I'm having to intellectually say, if my mom doesn't have a psyche and a plan to not unalive, she's getting up there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they think if they're going to unalive. And my dad just did. So I'm trying to prepare myself in my psyche like I'm still like a little kid having to say, my mom is here, but she won't talk to me. So technically, I've always separated from her. And then it triggers back to the other side where when they did that with my family, my baby, I was poof, gone, just gone from her life. And she had to deal with grieving me like I was gone, like I was unalive because they wouldn't let us connect. And so that passed that generationally to her. And this is the time and this time space reality that we're in where our generations are deciding if we're going to generate any more generations. So this passed to my daughters, and it is sheer faith. It's sheer power of the heart space and the knowing that I can't, because this tested my faith on every angle. Like, how is this even going to pan out? Like, how do I even believe that this is everything happens for a reason and it's all working out for you? And I just decided to trust the process and practice those things because I was always like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'd never let that shit get me. But when
Yeah.
they saw it around me, they just did everything and like to pull me down. But what I needed to do was, as you said earlier, go within and unpack those closet places that all that shit was stored. Excuse me. and let it out. And unfortunately, that caused me to be away from my baby. But that didn't change the energy that's still available for love that we have between each other. And
Yeah.
so part of being the savior child is thinking, I'm going to save my mom. I'm going to save my dad. Like, I'm going to be able
You
to
want to save
love them enough.
everybody though, Tina.
Uh huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And not being able to do it, it's practicing like rejection, like not being able to save, have them see, be good enough to love them right because you're so wounded you can't love somebody right because you're working on your wounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sad fucking life.
Yeah.
That's a sad life.
I,
So yeah, just
I'm sorry
staying
for
off
your
of
dad's
the issue.
passing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It's been intense.
I can
It's
imagine.
uncharted territory for sure.
And then again with the energies and the what's going on, even with the dormancy that's now opening up. I'm gonna call it upgrades. Um,
I like that.
when you open up to that, we're also seeing, as we see him cross over, you can almost have that ancestral pull of things that are you've seen through your life that have stemmed down through and kind of breaking them. You're breaking those patterns. Is that making sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And it's hard, but our generation right now with the split of like, there's been a split. I like if you know there's been
There
a
has been
split.
a split. Yes. And
I don't
that's
know how
another
to
thing that makes
describe
me
it.
very sad. It's true.
Hmm.
I had
But
to go through the motions of accepting the split and realizing who's on one side and who's on the other. So it's been very sad
hmm
for that realization.
but at the same time, that split, as like it's sad right now, but that split had to happen in order for things to ripple to what is supposed to be.
Yep.
And I mean it even in a split of the universe time. I feel like there's our world is living in two different existence right now. Again,
Yep.
I can go to 3D, 5D. Um, I don't believe that heaven is up and hell is down. I believe that we are all living on the same kind of plane, just a little bit different. But we're all here. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
And as we split to it, a lot of people are awakening. And there's been people awakening. Like, we're not the first to awaken in this generation. There's been people awakening, and that's how these seeds have come through to, like, we had seeds put in place for us. I'm going to say Rainbow Bright was a huge seed for me.
I love Rainbow Bright.
Me too. So like there were
I didn't
seeds.
own one, but I loved Rainbow Bright.
Yeah, Rainbow Bright.
Did you own one?
I did. I had Rainbow Bright. I
Wow.
had Rainbow Bright's horse Starlight and even her little what was his name? Sprite. Like they were little sprites.
I definitely
Yeah.
could see you as a Rainbow Bright girl for sure.
Yeah. She was my yeah. I just loved the whole thing.
Agreed.
You know, you have again, we can go back to like the rainbow. They all represented a color. They all had a different power. They all came together, and when they all were together, again, like energies, we when we align and we get together with the people that we're meant to align with, and it could be a group of people, it could be, let's say, a relationship, it could be whatever it may be, it could be nature. I could go in the forest and align with all the trees, and there's a beautiful alignment there. But as those alignments happen, um, I think of like rainbow bright, like that power of the rainbow shooting out, or Care Bears, the Care Bear stare. That power when you come together, united as one. With we all have different magics or different abilities, and I think
I
that we're
like that.
kind of doing that right now with the split and our tools, our technology, our resources. I couldn't have met you if I didn't have social
That's right.
media. I
That's
wouldn't have been
right.
walking on this earth saying, "Hey, Tina, let's
That's
align,"
right.
right?
Yeah.
So these things had to open. And I know people are like, oh, it's bad. Well, everything has a double edge. So, yes, technology has its bad, but it has its perks. And this app, TikTok, and whoever created this algorithm, um, definitely is mystical. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll take it as positive because I've had a lot of good that's come from it. So, yeah.
I agree. I
Hmm.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That got really deep for me, which I already knew. I was like half cocked anyway from the healing I'm working on right now. I needed that release though, I guess, because it really happened.
Yeah. No, we all need releases. It's funny, you had told me, we talked, I guess, a couple weeks ago, and you were saying you need to go. We were talking about frequencies, and I'm like, yeah, I've done them, done a lot of healing frequencies. And then you're like, well, have you done 001? Like, and I'm
Zero
like,
point 0.1, yeah.
0.1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And then I said I was gonna do it, and I didn't end up doing it. I'm like, I'm gonna do it tonight. Remember, I'm like, I'm going, I'm gonna do it. And then I get something the next week, and I had put it in the back of my. I forgot about it basically. It was there. I'm like, I gotta do
Happens
it,
all
but
the time.
then this algorithm came in, and it was like, you need to be doing this point one for 7 days, and then a point two for 7 days. And I was like, hey, that's what Tina told me. So, and then I came back to you. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I didn't do it. This is a fight between like spirit. 'Cause it
Yep.
keeps coming to me saying, do it. And then I finally did it. And I've only done it once. I've been very scattered, but that 1 hour on that frequency, all my pain was gone. Source came in, spirit came in. The healing just in that hour of just internal is amazing. So to be disciplined, I'm not saying I'm disciplined. If we can be disciplined to do it
When we are disciplined.
when we are, when I do these 7 days for 1 hour of that frequency, and even just doing it for that 1 hour, that like my heart's like, you need to do this, right? So I will find time to do it, but it's just magical, that things call us. You wouldn't have told me that unless spirit was like, hey Trish, like you need to start listening, right? Um,
This is the time. That's why it's on me to say it. Because right now, when you said spirits saying one thing and I'm doing another, that's what zero point 0.1 hertz does. Is brings spirit and me together where spirit's not doing one thing and I'm doing another. That's what
yeah.
zero point 0.1 is for. So,
And, and
chop chop, sister.
that's why my 3D body is like, don't do it. Don't listen to
It's gonna be
it, right? It's
work.
funny how it works like that, but it's true. Like I'm like I
Yeah.
start doing it, and then it's like no, and that's where I see the 3D, 5D pull, because my spirit's like, no, you're coming here. And the low vibration is like, no, no, don't let her go. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And that's the one. That's that voice. I have had conversations with that voice lately, more so going, do you realize that what you're saying to me right now And I say, yeah, I realize what I'm saying to you right now. I'm like, do you realize you are me? And I'm
Mhm.
like, damn, I'm really saying that, but why? And then I have to go another level. I say, you think I'm going to leave you alone, little girl, labyrinth? You think I'm going to leave you alone? You have healed so much to self. You have healed so much. Right now, you feeling so like that little kid that's just completely crying, like exhausted from crying, like they're just maxed out, and somebody consoles them,
Mhm.
sending compassion to that, because that little child in me that went to my little inner child went to feral, feral, like
Yeah.
that, and to stay sane and come through that at this stage in the game of comforting myself and being compassionate to myself, that voice that wants to go, oh, you really did that. And they're saying, you're the voice that is to protect and sit down and calm down, because we don't need you anymore, because we're safe,
Mhm.
to allow that little girl to say, oh wow, I'm not going to do that to myself either. I learned that I was doing it to myself, because that was all of the mirroring, and my mirroring and my intellect was taking it out on myself. So that's what they call self-sabotage, you know, and they ultimately would call it on a self-unalivement, you
Yeah.
know. So
I feel like you have, but I just want to ask. Um, have you done a guided meditation to your child, like to yourself as a child?
I have such a rotation of anything you can
You go
possibly
and meet
do
her a lot.
to heal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go in seasons of I'll say it's time to go do specifically that work. So every so often, it depends on where I am in the psyche, what I actually pull up to do. So there's a Hopoponopopo that is designed for the inner child. That's amazing. This Indian man does it. It's really good. And then, I mean, you can just remember to do that once it gets to a certain little point. I love you. Is that, but
Hopa
there's some really
Hopa?
good
Hopa
ones.
Popa? What did you say?
Hopoponopopo.
That's a tongue twister in itself. You're gonna have to send me that one.
Yeah. It's I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Is
And
that what it means? Or are you
mhm,
saying that to
I'm
somebody?
sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Over and over, just until
Perfect.
you're, yeah. And so there's several things I'm gonna send you now. Sandra Rojas, she is amazing. If we ever go to a retreat, I want us to go to hers.
All
She's
right.
awesome. She does the womb healing and stuff like that. Sandra Rojas, and I need to probably make a new playlist and put that in there, because I think I have her. In fact, I do have her in the TikTok Basics. TikTok Basics is loaded with all kind of stuff.
Which is?
And TikTok Basics on my YouTube channel. So in my bio, if you click on it, I created a couple of playlists
Okay.
that have the frequencies listed in them. So when you go on there, look for the planets one, and you'll find the grounding, then the zero point 0.1 hertz, then it goes into the sun, then Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, and
You and
so on. I think
Astro
it's,
were doing a lot of that talk, weren't you? I think it's Astro.
yeah. Yep. Because he's explaining what the planets are doing out there and where they
Yes.
are when they're showing up. And I'm explaining what they're actually doing physically and mentally and emotionally in our bodies.
Yeah, because I
We're
was
working
watching you
together with
guys.
that. Yeah. Yeah. And that's on YouTube. And it's good. I went back and listened to it the other day. I just sent Astro a text because I want to send him the link so he gets it, because you can't, for some reason, send a link on here.
Mm.
So when he sends me a way to send him the link, I want to make sure that he can find it, because I still want to chop it up. I didn't have enough time to clip it,
hard,
because
isn't
it
it?
goes
It's a lot
away
of
in
work.
30 days. And that's why I push these lives out another reason every other week, because it's a lot of, thank you. That makes the top of my head I was telling you about earlier. That's why I said the
Thank
top of your head's
you.
doing good. I know that makes my top of my head do really good. So but I like to chop them up because they're so good. When the flow is happening and there's good pieces, it's just so good. And so I go and listen to the ones that I do. Like I'll go back and listen to this, and that little part that you told me that about was I the little kid, and it triggered me into actually feeling like, not like you're my mom, but like, like that connection of what would be a mom that I needed in that moment.
Yeah.
I felt it. I actually felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a miracle to even feel anything.
Yeah.
So these are very precious. And when people listen to this, when my time comes for that to finally be there, the work is done. The work will be
Mm-hmm.
done. And then they will have this repertoire of, I can go back and look, fast forward, rewind, whatever. But it's so good. Go check it out.
I will. I
It's
will.
good. And it was kind of, we talked a lot about what was happening in the moments of then, but we really talked a lot about what the frequencies do too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's in the playlist.
Frequencies have done a lot of healing for me, and I don't even know if I've done the proper frequencies. But like I used to do meditations when I was sleeping, and people are like, "How are you meditating when you're sleeping?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I'm
Dang.
doing it. Like
That's
I'm
right.
doing it every like all year. Like I'm doing it awake, I'm doing it sleeping."
Yeah.
But then I switched over to frequency healing, um, and I've done different things, not specific to the frequency, but I'll go in and say, okay, I want like my son and I we're having lung issues, so I want specific to lung. But I want to go in to find out what frequencies are good for lungs instead of just going onto YouTube and saying, give me a lung frequency healing. I want to
Yeah.
be
That's
more
Mercury.
knowledgeable as to where I want to lead versus where someone's going to lead me. If that makes sense.
That's Mercury. That's Gemini is the ruler of that, and Venus. I mean, Virgo. And that is anger in your lungs. That's
Hmm.
anger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a lot of
So,
anger that I'm just not letting
yeah.
go, so it's all there.
Yeah. But guess what? That's what the zero, look at you with that little beauty. I love it.
Thanks,
The little
Atari.
zero, the 0.1 hertz frequency, all of those other ones, when they're ready, you can have it up here and you can have it down here. But until you align it, that's whenever the secretion can go, the oil can go up and down. That's why people, when they unalive by, it's because their head and their heart are not able to align. They know they did what they did, but their heart won't let them forgive themselves because
Yeah,
they would, you know, and that's 0.1 hertz. So I tell everybody, because everybody needs to know right now, it'll help them.
yeah.
Do a little bit of research, like just one day, Google what studies have been done on 0.1 frequencies. I really should brush up so I can actually talk about it. I'm considering doing a morning talk with just me talking about things.
You
I'm
should.
considering it. I'm
Yeah.
considering it. I like to get up in the morning and drink coffee and do that, but I just haven't, I'm not able to commit to that right now. It might be a little bit. But
That's the
anyway,
thing.
this
It's
would be
hard to
one of the things I
commit,
talk about.
but just like
I'm not
maybe,
ready. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Not ready. But the 0.1 hertz, when you do that, so I think it's something to do with the whales. You know how the pineal, they have that big, like they have a huge crystal in their brain, like we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge. So then some of the things are happening with the whales, but just Google it. It's not a whole bunch, but it's enough that you're gonna understand how important it really is to tap into
Mhm.
that frequency. I just
I
say an
am
hour a day.
definitely. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
My friend's saying, let's go to a rage room to get that anger out. I've always wanted to
I
go to
wanted to
a
go to a
rage
rage room so
room.
bad. I just hit all the bars in my
Oh,
town.
I've been wanting to go for so long to a rage room. I've asked people, I'm like, you want to go to a rage room with me? And they're
Me
like,
too.
why? And they're like, you're gonna hurt yourself. I'm like, I'm not gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna hurt you, maybe.
We have one
Like,
in my town. You should come here.
We have a bunch. I just never. I say I'm gonna do a lot of things, and I just never do. I never do.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
kind of over it. I took it out already. I kind of did all that, but I think it's a good idea to have rage rooms for sure.
yeah, we need the proper outlets because all of us have anger. I've disassociated anger for a very long time, and hence that's probably why I'm sick and have a lot of autoimmune disorders is because um, I am a peaceful person. I don't like seeing people angry. I find it very uncomfortable when people are angry. And I didn't know how to feel it and deal with it. So I was always like, okay, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to deal with that.
Yeah.
And
Not my
now,
circus, not my monkeys.
yeah, yeah. And now I'm kind of comfortable with it. Like, I'm gotten a lot better. And that comes with finding a voice too, right? And knowing who I am and knowing where my core values are, knowing where I stand. And that's again looking inwards because if someone's arguing with you and you don't know, you're just like, I don't like it. You don't really have a
Really?
solidary like foundation to be like, okay, let's go. Where now I'm okay. I know who I am. I am okay with who I am. I don't. So the anger, I'm able to feel it instead of. I used to numb it. I used to do a lot of things to not have to cope with it. And now I find outlets for it. Crying was a huge one for me. Mm, maybe a break room. Who knows?
A break room. You mean a rage room? She said a break room.
Oh, isn't it? I'm
Maybe a
breaking
break room, a
stuff. A
rage room.
rage room, a rage room. I think it's called a break room here, isn't it?
A rage room. It's a rage room. A break room's at work. Like, I feel like we're on a break room right now. I feel like we're just talking smack in a break room right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny. That's funny.
Mm,
All right, what's your question? I'm curious. You forgot?
my question?
You said I have a question for you, and then we started talking about the rage room. It'll come to you.
Yes, I did. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Um, do you know about astral traveling?
You know, I hear people talk about it. I know about it because I hear people talk about it. I would say the closest I feel like I've came is flying in my dreams,
Okay. Yeah.
but I feel like I go places all the time. I don't know if that's considered astro traveling.
I believe we do all astral travel, but I was curious if you like had more because like trying to like for instance I know people even within our group that can and we've talked about even in talks with like AT um and astral traveling and like being able to go somewhere to meet someone in the astral planes. Do
Mm.
you believe that to be something that we can do?
I believe that nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. I
Yeah.
believe that for sure. So, yeah, because I don't know if it's portions of the psyche, but if our this is Tina Fancy Heights theorizing, okay? I just put
Go
all this
for
stuff
it. I
together and
like
just
it.
all theorize. Is that I'm not minimizing when I say this. This is just for point of conversation right now. My shell, we'll call it the temple.
Yeah.
Okay, the barrier of me and my flesh that presents itself to the out there world. But when I close my eyes, I see the universe as we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and the universe is inside of me. I feel that
Yeah.
like no, if my flesh is the only barrier, that's still energy. The flesh is still energy.
Yeah.
It's just the densest form. We're in form, and we have the most energy in a form that there is the human body.
Well, it's like a capsule.
Yeah.
All that
So
energy is being in in this.
Yes. And that means that every cell is a mini, your whole self. Every cell is a mini, a whole person, you. So each cell responds to what is going on with what the thoughts are processing. So the heart has the brain that thinks. So when we're children, the information coming in settles in our heart energy, in our heart space, not in our thinking
Messes this
portion.
up. No,
Yeah,
it actually decompartment like I all the like it
compartmentalized.
messes up the brain.
Okay, because the brain gets to an age in development after 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sometimes. They're discovering its way more now about being able to reflect back, because a child does not have the ability up until 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to reflect back on what happened to them. So their heart is holding the energy of what happened to them, and then their mind starts to say, "Oh, wow, I now know that you are my father. I know this now. You put your hands that you eat with, or that you chop wood with, or you drive a car with, on my mother's neck, you know?" And then the heart starts to go, "This ain't normal. This
Yeah.
ain't right. I feel this. How do I?" And the sensations are elevated. The chemicals are flowing, and a child doesn't have the ability to deal with that until they get to the point of reflection. So then, once they have the point of reflection, their body's starting to now produce hormones. So the hormones are being wired with whatever information their heart carried, and then this is vibrating through the cells. So we can look at it like we have a paper thin barrier to the outer world, or we can look at it in the density that I just explained,
Yeah.
because both are true. It's that the energy from the universe that's there somewhere in our cells, because it comes up, because inside of that cell is the atom, the empty part, which the
Atom.
nothing,
The
the
atom.
nothing, the nothing,
Nothing. Hmm.
oh, tax, you know,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
true.
And so that memory that's in the cell, along from our DNA that's passed down through our mother's lineage, is our ability, and this is all my theory and opinion, about able to tap into feelings that present something, and then we put a thought to it. So if I'm feeling like I'm in a hallway somewhere, and I feel like, what can I bring into this dynamic so I feel more like it's me, I might bring my mom in, or I might bring my dad in, or a cousin, or a whatever, a tree to hug, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that could be anywhere. So that's
Hmm.
my theory on astro traveling.
I like that. I like
Deep.
that. I um I do believe, and I've heard a lot of people do it. I believe that when you align with certain energies, those frequencies you can work on, and um, I believe it's possible. I keep saying I'm gonna try, I'm gonna attempt these things, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying it, and I think that it's brilliant. And I do think that we have a lot more power than what we believe we do. I believe that our pineal gland and the way that we live externally versus internally plays a big role in it, along with low vibrations, divide, sadness, like again, all of these things, traumas take us away, that we don't really live to the fullest of our abilities.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was saying earlier. I could never show up 100% in anything I did because I was had the heaviness of what I was having to process. So I'm having to live, be productive, show up with the a total heaviness from the stuff that I was holding in from the heart process of
Yeah.
gaining it and not being able to then articulate it and work that out. And that is a heavy load. That's heavy. A lot of people do it, but a lot of people fall off and don't come back too. And
Yeah.
that's this thing about the split that's happened. Excuse me, that's happening right now is that there are people that have decided that they would rather take unalivement than work through the trauma. And there are a lot of them that are lacking the knowledge, and a lot of them just have made the decision they don't want to live. And that's the saddest
It's
thing to me.
past it. Yeah, it is very sad. And I've
Yeah.
had a lot of people that have come to me wanting to do that. Um, and again, my platform is there for people like that because we go through a lot in life and we're going to go through ups and downs. And when we're in those downs, and we kind of get stuck in numbing it. And I've done my life. I've done a lot of things myself, right? But I've been able to come out of it. I've been in holes where I've needed ladders and ropes and people pulling me down, like pulling me up, right?
Borrowed hope for sure.
And at that bottom time, I didn't think that I was going to get up. But I did. And so when I see people that are low, that are at that time, I'm glad that a lot of people that I know have spoken up because there's ones that are saying I'm fine and I'm okay. And I went through that. Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good. And everyone watched me spiral right down to the bottom, to the point that I was not even in my body. Like
Hmm.
I had an outer body experience. I looked at myself and I'm like, that girl's screaming, but it was
Yeah.
me. But I'm
Yeah.
like, that, like, help that girl, but it was me. And I'm like, how am I out here, up here, looking down and at my family and everyone around, and no one could hear me, um, because I
Don't you
wasn't
think that's
speaking.
astro travel?
That was outer body. It was, I don't think it's
Okay.
like, yeah, that could be a form of astral travel. And like, I went to therapy. I was like, what the heck's happening? I would talk third party. It was very creepy to me, but I was seeing myself in third party. And that, I guess, was spirit, astral travel, whatever it may have been in that awakening, breakdown, mania. There's so many names for it. Like I was told I was bipolar. I had my thyroid was at a skyrocket of 14. It's supposed to be under 4. So so many things in my body start like function to the point of a delusion or crazy, and it was my nervous system.
Yeah.
All it was my nervous system that I need to
Yeah.
meditate. Like I need to calm it down and center back and be like, holy cow, what was going on?
That's the highlight for people to understand is the nervous system. The nervous system is what is in disarray when anybody is feeling any kind of off. That throws the hormones, everything off. And the
Hmm.
balanced nervous system, there's so many things. That's another part of what I'm going to dive more into talking about is how to regulate the nervous system. I had to
Hmm.
remind myself that no matter how this is where my faith comes in. I say, no matter how I feel from my nervous system being in complete disarray, my creator will never leave me nor forsake me. So no matter how I feel, I could feel like this because I would hear people say, "Oh, well, you get what you feel when you attract. You feel your energy, your vibration. What you feel, you attract."
Balance.
But when you have the heart brain coherence, and your brain is saying, "Okay, I am aware that my nervous system is dysregulated. I'm aware of it. My conscious, being awoke, consciousness
Yes. Yeah.
knows that I can feel pain because my thoughts have a thought of something that happened and my nervous system has resonated with that because that was my mirroring. That's what I learned. It can be unlearned. It can be undone. It
It
just
can.
doesn't feel like it can.
Very
But that's where
difficult,
the
but
free
it can
will and
be.
the mind of it, yeah, and it takes time, and that's what we talked about at the beginning. And I said, the patience is key. So in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians 13, when it talks about love is patient, that's the first law of love is
Yeah.
patience.
Yeah.
So I've learned that being patient with myself, I am a patient person, which means I am love. But I
Yes.
had to apply it to myself
You
because
were patient with everyone else, but not yourself.
yeah. And then I realized when I got done doing all of that, that I just have patience. I'm just patient. I'm a very patient person.
Same.
And in the thought process, my thoughts had to know that because my heart knew it. That was really what was underneath all of that trauma in my heart. Is I was
Yeah.
waiting for the day that I could get to where I could heal. I was waiting for the day that I could get safe. But in the meantime, till that happens, I'm gonna tear the jump from the floor up, because I had
Yeah.
no choice but to survive it. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a story when I get on the other side of this thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how it went. And then and safety is the number one thing to regulate in the nervous system.
Hmm.
Being safe.
That was I was having my nervous system was shot, and I was going to therapy, and I'm like like trying to figure this out. I had my child 1111 here. Um,
11 here.
uh,
Let me mark it.
you just
Oh,
missed
it's
10
10
10.
11. It's 10
You
11.
just missed your 10 10. Yeah.
I love it. I was
Hmm.
gonna send it to my babies,
Uh,
but that's for you. I'll have to wait another hour for me.
yeah. The nervous system, when it was happening, I lost my train of thought, but I've when I was going through that, I didn't understand it. Now going through therapy and all that stuff and understanding the nervous system and getting it regulated, regulating my mind and my heart, and putting that into balance. And it took a lot, but um, the the consciousness of like what you were saying about the knowing. I've been in a fight or flight, fawn, freeze, whichever one, from a child.
Yeah.
So learning that and now and I see it being conscious now, like okay, I'm frozen today. Why am I frozen? And being able to stop and be conscious and say, okay, I know, because it's not easy to remap any kind of brain when we are created a certain way. Our brain created it because of our past and because of what we've been through. And until we actually are conscious of it and see, okay, I do this because of that, the alignment is kind of off. And then people want to project onto others and blame everyone else instead of, again, looking inwards to heal that.
That's part of what's happening right now with this thing or coming out of, is blaming others because it's true. They really did it. They
Yeah.
really did. It's
Mm,
not, I didn't make this shit up. They really
yeah.
did. But
Yeah.
the kicker is getting to the point of maturity to accept that this really happened. This
Yeah.
really did happen.
Hmm.
And what I have a good mind. I mean, I had to come out of it because that was like, this is what I did because of what that really did happen. But I have a good heart. I have a good body. I have hands to be grateful for, feet to be grateful for, all of these assets that I have the ability to learn, study, understand that it can be flipped around, that it can be changed to do this. Now it's up to me to decide if I want that.
Free
Do I
will.
want that?
Yeah.
Because living that life of the victim mentality because I was trying to survive, to tell them, you don't understand. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? You don't understand what I went through. You don't understand. Trying to get them to
You
understand so they
wanted
would
them.
fucking back off of me.
Yeah.
Back off of me. Give me some space. Stop coming into my house and telling me I need to do X, Y, and Z with my children. This is what's happening. Okay. Help or don't, or get away.
Yeah.
This really happened. And then finally being like, no, they don't give a shit. They don't, they're in their own little world trying to figure it out, working through their own wounds. I had to leave it all. I had to leave it all to get safe. And before I could get safe, I went through more than 3 years of having my legs broken, my face broken. I was homeless, strung into trying to get out of what I had, the whole thing to the other side. And my inner knowing saying, I have the ability to undo this.
Mhm.
Acceptance mode is my favorite place to be. When I undo this, that, you know what that makes me, and getting through it, a rock star. Here
Totally.
I am.
You are a
Here's
rock
where
star.
we are.
Yep.
Why? Because my creator says so. And the word why was not even in the original language.
Mm.
Uh-huh. So I've stopped applying why did this happen? Which I never was really that person anyway. But every
Yeah.
now and then I pull out the why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so no, it's because now I'm an adult. Now it's time to heal and make this happen. So yeah, blaming other people, they really did do it. They really
It's
did.
it's yeah, it's owning it, like being able to say, yeah, I can see that it happened. Like again, we can go into my past trauma of what happened to me. I know that that person did that to me. It's disgusting. I don't accept it. It's not my fault. It definitely hurt me and caused my brain to be who I am. But once I pulled that out and was like, hold on, like, why was this here for so long? Why did I put that away? And pull it out and learn from it and heal from it and get into, like, again, when this all happened, nervous system went crazy. I needed a safe space and I was not in a safe environment when this was all happening. So the more fear and unsafety that was around me, even though I was now going back to a child. I was like, you go, like, when your childhood gets risen, you feel like you feel like a child. So you're acting like a child. I'm 42, raising two children, and I'm like, hold on, but I need help, people, because I don't even know what's going on with me. And then people are like, you're a mom, take care of your two kids. You, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Grow up and smarten up. And I'm like, hold on, no, 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 no. Like,
I
I'm
feel
something's going
it.
on and I need to
Yeah.
get to a safe environment. And everyone was like, no, you are safe. You are safe. Like, just keep going. And I kept going downhill, downhill until my therapist was like, no, no, you need to get into a safe environment. And it was until I had to fight to get into a safe environment, which took me a very long time because, again, I had two children and they were my priority. But again, I had to put my mask on. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be around for my kids. So I had to make that choice too of saying, do I give up myself and let myself fall and not be there for my children, or I take this fall so that I can be better eventually for my kids, which I am. Um, but it was a long journey.
Yep.
Still, it's
Sure
still
was.
going.
Yep.
Thanks,
And
guys.
they have our goods in them, so
The
that's
children
refreshing.
nowadays is crazy. Like, it's beautiful. I look at them and I'm scared sometimes of the world, but then I see people like you and me and so many people on here that are, we're putting in work. We're putting in work, even if we're not really working with the children. We're putting all those seeds for love and unity. We're fighting the divide. We're fighting the traumas, and we're pushing people to look inwards instead of look outwards. Hopefully,
Yeah,
this will
very,
make it a
very much.
change for the future.
I agree. And I just really want to thank everybody too, because I know that energetically, like the people you know, and I know you probably know most of the people I know, but I know you know people I don't know too, but they're standing in as well. Like we might not be talking right here, me and your people or whatever, but
Yeah.
energetically, they're
They're all,
still standing in for everybody on the planet because the ones who have it in them to do that, that's what we're doing. So I just really want to send a shout out and a thank you to everybody doing that because it is really working. It's really
it's
working.
true. And like I see that when I connect on a one-on-one level with like I have so many beautiful people in here and they've stayed along, so thank you. But and then even the ones that are saying I'm busy tonight, but I'm gonna pop in and I'm gonna come say hi to you and Tina, and they have, and that even that 1 minute 30 seconds that they come in and tap the screen or say hello, that is the collective energy that I want. And I that's why on TikTok I have all these amazing souls, and we're growing, and we're um it's just amazing.
I agree.
I feel like we are making a big difference here, and even for the ones that get soured and like are angry at the algorithms, or angry that they're not getting enough views, or I only had 3 people in my life, and they're like pish posh, but those 3 people listened, and then those 3 people, whatever they took from that, are gonna say, "Hey, I was," and it's a collective. So,
One,
intentions of what you
if
want in this world.
one person gets healed, that's mission complete. But one
Exactly.
person healed is more powerful than a whole bunch who are not.
Yes.
So it's really that it's quality, quality
Yeah.
over quantity. So
I agree
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I feel really good about it. How do you feel about it?
I feel great. Yeah.
Good. All right. Um, I mean, I feel like if you're ready to say goodnight, we could.
I don't mind saying goodnight. I've enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do more. We didn't get
Yeah,
to any of the sevens, but I think that this was actually way more important than a
a good
number.
start. A good start. Yeah, because I want to know about eight too. So so we'll do that. But I'm right now. This is kind of where this has led me is that there are a handful of people that I want to start rotating instead of. I might throw a new person when I meet somebody new because like I have a couple of new people and I'm really looking forward to it. But I would like them on repeat too, depending how it
So
goes.
you're only doing co-hosts, you don't do panels?
I did open a panel if, like, say you wanted to open a panel right now. In the past, I did do that, but I had a really couple of experiences that I'm just like, my goal for this right now is to put this. Sometimes it works out great that a
Mhm.
panel opens, it's all my peeps, and we're having a great time. But
Yeah.
I'm not the type to just hang around. Sometimes I just like to kind of jump in for a minute and go if that's
Yeah.
not what I need, you know. And so I was having people come up on the panel that I don't want to hear them talk.
I get that
I
too.
don't.
Yeah.
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 And so I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to pretend. I'm done with that. And I
Hmm.
did that to open up to be. But then when I realized that they're trying to jab at me or don't have my best interests, and I don't need to prove that how I know that to anybody,
Yeah.
I'm done. So
Well,
I'm like,
protecting your
that's
energy,
not going
and
to
why
happen.
bring them in
Yes,
there? Yeah.
that's right. And so that's when I started to realize that the people, another part of the mission that I'm on, when I have people in my presence, that I can be me and be accepted and not feel that thing that scares me. That's an I'm public service announcement. That's an energy read. That is a sign that something is in that psyche that still needs to be healed, and that is from the heart.
Yeah.
The mind's just choosing to act on it.
That's the thing.
So
Just it's pulling right here to ask you said that why you don't like the why was it, but ask the whys. for yourself. So if you're feeling something, instead of looking out and saying, why are they doing it? Why am I feeling it? I'm
Yeah.
looking in. I just had someone say, one improvement I will make as a result of this live is to cleanse my temple better.
Oh, see? The
Yeah.
one. And I know more people have, but that's amazing that somebody says, because that's how we open this up for others who don't open up. This person just opened up, and somebody that doesn't open up much that wants to says, okay, I can open up.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for that.
He's been awesome. Just like even he was like he's been very curious of energies and asking and people that take that interest to say I don't understand this but I want to learn.
Yeah.
That as I tell him is spirit alone. That's your inner soul that's calling to say hold on. There's something more to meet the eye there, and then as you start to look at that, you start to go down, right? And he loves going down a lot of rabbit holes himself. So, but
Oh,
it's a beautiful alignment in that sense.
I love it. And I prefer the word what.
What?
What
Yeah.
is going on in me? Not why
Yeah.
is it going on, but what is going on.
But yeah.
Because really and truly, the word why was not in the original language. I just learned this and it made so much sense.
I'm
So back,
gonna I'm gonna go
yeah,
down that too.
backing it up a tiny bit, I had a lady when I was leaving Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was in a shelter there. Long story, but I was in a shelter there, and that was a time. And I was the van that would take people to meetings and stuff would take us to this meeting, and I met this lady, and she was going to sponsor me for the time I was there. But at the same time, she said, "Don't ask why." And I wasn't a big why asker anyway. Already, I didn't really.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I would why, but not often.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like from knowing her and her personality, I was like, she just don't want to deal with that, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just put it on the shelf and was like, I'll visit that when I need to because I don't really ask why anyway. Well, most recently I heard that the word why was not in the original language, and it made so much sense to me because asking why never panned out. If I say what is it specifically that I need to work on? I'm feeling this about my mother. I don't need to know why I'm feeling this about my mother because that's a whole nother. It just opened way too much
Yeah.
to have to not have to, but
To find
to be an
answers.
option to think about when it wasn't even really necessary to think about.
Huh.
So I prefer what to why. Not that I'm never going to say why. Never's God's
Sorry,
word. He'll never leave
Tarek.
me. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just, we're
Okay.
closing off. I have people that want to come in. I have to debate. I have to go to the washroom so bad.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm game. If I can, are you on your own that I can just click out of mine and then you'll just still be up? Is that how this is working
Yeah,
right now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll just click out when I'm ready to go. How about that? And you can.
I'm just gonna, Tarek. I'm sorry, I'm declining again. It's
You're not going to
11:30.
open
I
panel.
was up at 4 in the morning. I
Okay.
did
Okay.
have a
So I'm like,
nap.
I'll hang, but just for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, no, I wanted to finish off with you. I don't want to like, no offense to anybody, but I like it was you and me that was here to
Agreed. Yeah.
co-host. So I want to finish it off. No disrespect to anyone. I love listening to. I love when everyone comes up too, but it's been a long day. I'm
I'm
sick.
ready myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sick. It's
So
late.
in the future, I will do every other week, like we're doing with someone, and then potentially rotate people and put somebody new if I run across somebody new. But we have kicked off several things that are gonna we can follow up on,
I'm excited.
and expand on. I know.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
love
happy
you.
that we are connected off here. And I love the stuff you share with me and continue to, please,
And
because we're growing and sky's the limit.
absolutely. You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Love
God is
you.
love. I love you. Love y'all,
Love you
everybody.
too.
Thank you for
Have
being
a
here.
wonderful. Thanks you.
You
Thank
too,
you.
buddy.
Okay. Bye,
Thank you.
babe.